Hello there. I'm hiding behind the mask. I want to take just a few moments to recognize somebody tonight. I lost a good friend. He was a firefighter EMT. He worked with me as an explorer in Tennessee. And Bobby Lewis, yesterday he passed away. Bobby worked hard in two jobs. He worked in Monroe County EMS and for Vennore City Fire Department. He worked both 24 hours one day, 24 the next to help support his family. He's behind a wife and child. And I wanted to take a moment and dedicate this show and say that, Bobby, we are going to miss you, brother. We've got it from here. Rest in peace. So, all right. Without that being said, send out to his family all the love and appreciation that we can. So, all right, let's get to the show here. First off, I want to tell everybody the phone lines are open, and you also have availability to click a link I will send you if you want to come on the show and sell a coin, which we encourage. The phone lines are open now, and the phone number is 1-888-88-YERGZ. That's 1-888-88-YERGZ on your telephone pad. Feel free to call us. Excuse me. We'll talk challenge coins, and well, we'll talk about anything you want to, really. Let's see who we got hiding back here. We got the one and only. Well, boy, he looks kind of Illuminati that way, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, we got a little smaller there. That's funny. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Let's see. Also, Corey's back here. Hey, Corey, how are you?
Good.
Welcome.
How are you?
Welcome.
Thanks.
Doing good, brother. Everything going all right with you two this week? I haven't really had a whole chance to talk to y'all.
I got kicked out of my office.
What? Is it because you won't fight Texas? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I wish, man. I wish that was the reason why. Nah, man, just good old drama, work drama. So sucks, but oh well.
So what happens, I guess. Bet you, Corey, anything exciting with you?
No, I just worked basically a day and a half today, and the rest of the time I've been off. Still trying to burn that comp.
Well, I don't blame you there. Yeah, burn it down till you ain't got any more. Unless you could use it and build it up to take 2 years out. So we could do that at our county when we left. Burn up to 2 years.
Well, we can hold 2 years of vacation on the books. Anything over than that, it's use or lose. And well, as it stands right now, I have 100 hours use or lose before the end of March. But I've had 400 hours of on-call comp that I had to burn before the end of March as well, and I started burning that back in November. So I'm just about there with the 400 hours. But
damn, brother.
Well, congratulations. Man. I would tell you that there's something after retirement, but I haven't figured it out. So
right, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think I'm still working, just doing something different. So. And then that's going to punch out soon too. So, and he's a kid. Look at him. He's like 12.
I know. He's got like the baby face going on there.
Yes. He's got a snowed.
This here is my cul-de-sac. It's getting bigger.
I ain't get one of those. I would just start growing a beard out and all just going everywhere.
Yeah. I shaved my fireman beard or mustache beard, whatever the hell you call this off, for a while, and I was like, I feel naked. I can't.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I see Ross is backstage. He doesn't have his camera on, so I don't know if he's doing something else or not. But we got Ross from the retired U.S. Secret Service agent. He's going to come on and tell us some secrets that the public doesn't know. And since nobody's watching the show, maybe he'll spill some really good stuff. I got the chat open. I've got the phone lines open. I got everything open. I'm open. I don't care. So.
The best programming.
Oh,
tune in to the Sportscast Show.
Did I tell you guys? My other two shows got picked up by WDJY in Atlanta radio station. So
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome, man.
Congratulations.
it starts February 9th. They liked our show, but they said it was a little too nichey. So I was like, well, that's
Nichey.
cool. I get it. Yeah, I guess that's...
Damn it, Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. I sent him a picture of Chuck that y'all had. So I said, look, this will get us in.
Oh, you go blind looking at those pictures.
That's,
Yeah.
trust me. Maybe that's where Andy is. So. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where he is. I've been so busy today, and then Ross had me on his show earlier. So I've been so busy. Whoa, echo. I've been so busy. I haven't done anything. Ross, you're killing. I got echo.
Is that me?
Back.
That's you.
From what?
Yes. It's, I don't know. Push your button.
Is there a?
You're the deep. Uncommon Soul is here. She says this is a show. It is.
It's not letting me click the echo cancellation. Oh, stereo must be off. There we go. How's that?
Okay.
Well, let's see. I don't hear myself. You're kind of loud, but that's okay.
We're trying to drown you out too.
You're a loud mouth too, so. Common Soul says great sound effects. So I haven't even hit the sound effects yet. Let's do this one for Ross.
Idiots!
Who is that?
Uncommon Soul. Oh, who was the sound effect?
Idiots!
You don't know who that is?
Is that like Ren and Stimpy or something?
It's Ren and Stimpy. Yeah.
Yes.
You need to make Ren and Stimpy coin, Matt. That would be badass. So.
That would be very inappropriate. I love it.
Or another one of my favorites.
Wasn't that last week? Wasn't that for Corey?
Captain Caveman?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Captain Caveman has a little more hair than that. So.
That's why I was a head scratcher for me too.
Ross, have you met Corey and Matt? I think you have, haven't you?
I don't think I've been
not.
on this yet. Just
Hi.
just from watching. Yeah. Yeah. Hi guys. Welcome.
Hey,
I mean,
thanks.
welcome to Yerg's Radio. Thanks for having me to your show.
Yeah, Ross is the station owner of Yerg's Radio, and I don't know where all he's got us streaming out to tonight, but you guys
That's what I'm
feel
working on right now. If you see down in the corner of my screen there, I was thinking about this after our show, after we were together earlier, and I'm like, I can't do this on this computer because it's going to have the loop. You know, the audio that I'm sending to you right now is going to come back on the other feed that I'm going to send out, and that one's also going to pick me up as I send it to you. So it's going to have
just thinking about it.
exactly, and that's now you know what it sounds like. So I got my laptop. I tried to do it. I tried to do it in the living room, so it would be like totally away. But actually, I can mute these speakers, so that's the same thing. But I'm gonna bring the feed in from really the same one, and I'm just gonna expand the screen, then share that screen to my network, and give you 8 more destinations tonight.
Sweet. We'll
And
take
then you've already got it. You've already got it on the radio, or were you expecting me to do that?
No, I'm on the radio.
Okay, good.
Oh, I told. Remember my promo? I said I was hijacking your station.
Yeah. What did you hear? What I did 2 nights ago?
God only knows. No, I didn't.
With Dina on Wednesday, we did the whole show, 2 hours, pretty good show. All of it was on the video streaming. Our radio show never made it to the radio. I never hit the green button.
Oh, man, that hurts.
We'll just play it at like midnight or something, so at least you'll feel better.
Yeah, exactly. I still have audio somewhere with like the 9 different venues that I send it to. So yeah, I'll still be able to put it on Yerg's radio eventually. And I want to start. I'm so far behind on those playlists, and I want to start 2 more stations yet because that's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like you need more work.
Yeah, exactly. I spent the whole show with Sportcat tonight, sitting and thinking, "Fuck it, it's radio. Nobody cares." And I'm sitting here twisting and cracking my back, and then the one time the lower part of my back actually cracked, and yeah, he just hears me go, "Oh." He's like, "What?" Like, I think I just came. Good.
Grady's staring at me when he does it. So
Yeah, that was awkward. Andy, we just cracked the shame. Tell me your screen froze.
Yeah, I'll be in your bed of shame now. So hold on, I got a sound effect for that too.
Dean, are you all right?
This is what happens when you give grown men an FM radio station and nobody listens. Go, sweet, go.
What was I just had a song in my head that I couldn't stop laughing about, and it was from some TV show. Get a napkin. I'm 52, but I still need more than a napkin.
I need a beach towel. What the hell are you talking about?
Bounty, the quicker picker upper. the quicker rubber picker upper. Do you remember the TV show in the 80s called Masquerade? It was a spy show where they recruited a bunch of like general people to do these undercover operations and like counter espionage here in the United States or something.
No, I don't hear that one.
Having been a spy wannabe ever since I was a kid, I had this show in my head. I kept singing the song to myself all day, and just like made like I'm that pathetic. I actually remember that 30 years later, 40 years later.
Hell yeah!
Those are the things that stick out in your mind.
I want to go Google it now.
I just don't want to go out of this world singing Baby Shark. That's my only request.
Baby Shark. What is that one?
Oh,
my
don't
God.
even. Oh, man.
Don't go there. Don't go there. No, don't open
Let's
that.
do it later. I'm not doing. I hear it sometimes enough during the day. So
It was worse than Who Lets the Dogs Out. Or What Did the Fox Say?
No, please stop.
and the kids want to hear it constantly. Oh my God! So
Babies.
well, last week we had around 50 viewers, and I'm not getting a count of anybody up here on the counter, but surely we've got some viewers. I know we've got Uncommon Soul. So if you've got a challenge coin and you want to sell it, give us a call 888-YERGZ, or send me a note on Messenger, and I'll send you the link, and you can come on and sell your own coin. So how about that? No commission, no nothing. We're like the QVC of challenge coins. So
You get that scrolling across the top, Glenn. The QBC information, man. That'd be awesome.
yeah, I should. Oh, I see. We're now live on Yerg's TV, Talk TV 24. Sweet. So, well,
Almost. It's kind of not there
yet. Easy. Easy. Don't go fast. You're old. You might pop that back out again. So, I have no idea where Jason is tonight. So, and Corey, you ran Chuck off, didn't you?
Yeah, he got tied up with kids tonight. So he says if they settle down, he might come in a little bit later, but he's
Okay.
not certain.
Yep.
He's got three. He's got 4 wild kids. So
How old?
anywhere from 16 to or 14, and
Ooh.
he adopted a 2-year-old.
Wow. Well, good for him, but holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be kids.
You're
He's,
almost out of it.
yeah, he's got a whole road ahead of him still. I got 4 years. 4 years to retirement and 4 years till my son gets out of this house.
There you go. There you go. You say that, but it'll end up, they'll be around for a while. I've had one that's come home 3 times. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
So
you
my daughter moved out. She's 18. She came home one day and says, I think I want to move out, but I know you're gonna say no. I'm like, no, not really. You're old enough. You can sprout your wings. And yeah, like the next week she packed things up and moved in with a college classmate, and it was a huge adjustment. Actually, I didn't realize how big of an adjustment it would be at home, knowing that your daughter would be home every single night and under your roof and under your care. When they vanish like that, it's like it sets you back a little bit.
it does. Does. Little things you don't think about, like, oh, I'm going to be late. She can walk the dogs or whatever, And
Right.
yeah,
Well, we always gave her a curfew. You'd be home by 11 or be home by 12, or if you're having car troubles, just call. Right. But we don't get that anymore. It's like we don't have that thumb on them anymore. It's like, so living with one child in the house now is quite different. It's unimaginable. I kind of still lost for words a little bit. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it is different. And my middle daughter, she's back with her boyfriend, and now Wyatt. He's, I guess, I'm not allowed to say his name on the radio. He's 2, and he is what I call the tiny terrorist around here. So he has more energy than I think anything I've ever seen in this world. Holy cow! So
Yeah.
So yeah, and they're looking for a house. Of course, the housing market sucks, right now. So eventually it'll get better, and then they'll all be gone. I'll be like, whoa, that is really weird. So
our housing market here in Montana was completely nuts for about 2 years. They would have bidding wars on houses, and people are only asking
Montana?
if they would ask for like 450,000 and considerably higher than what someone would pay for it. And they're having bidding wars, and they would actually make more than what they're asking for. That went on for like 2 years straight here. I'm like, holy crap. House go on a market, and guarantee you within 4 to 7 days, it's sold, already under contract.
It's different. Hello, this is Jurgens Radio. You are on the air. Can you hear us?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How about you?
Not too bad. What are you doing with that Canadian on your show?
Well, we figured we better have somebody from the north on there in case while we're on live that we go to war with Texas, we'd have a way out. So,
Glenn, stop.
Like it.
Morgan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Peachy. I didn't think you would call my bluff, but apparently you did.
ooh,
Hell yeah.
that on the line. So tell us, you got any dirt on Corey that you'd like to share? We're willing to air it.
No.
Well, I can probably get you some dirt rather quickly. I work with his wife.
Oh, yeah, you got the worst dirt.
With his wife.
I do know Corey likes being told to make people pot pies.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, then.
Is Jen listening, Corey?
What do you want?
I want a pot pie.
He said he wants gin. He doesn't want to talk to you.
So, okay. God damn it, Morgan. You're such an ass. Anyway.
See, good radio right here.
Hell yeah.
So the wife and I, we just got married not too long after we were married. I'm still learning her vibes a little bit. You know, I knew most of her, but some of her were kind of like fly off the handle, like fly off the cuff, smart ass little comments, right? And I didn't realize that. I didn't pick that up right away. Well, I'm waking up one morning and she walks into the bedroom and says, "Hey, get your ass up and make me a turkey pot pie, bitch." And I'm like, what? I was pissed for pretty much a better of the day.
Did you?
I'm like, I did not make the pot pie.
Why would you have turkey in the morning? That was my first question.
I was waking up. I wasn't all there. And it's like, then she starts laughing. I'm like, fuck you, man. What? Whoa, no, don't do that.
Who asks for turkey pot pie and is serious?
Hell yeah.
So was this code word for sex or something? I mean, what the heck?
I'm getting you, make
It was from the movie.
God, I think she just busted his ball.
It's from the movie The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Go fix me a turkey pot pie, bitch. Remember that? Yeah.
No, I don't, but I will take your word for it. I have seen that movie, but I don't remember that, but that's great. She was just busting your balls. That's great. Well, that's the sign of love. It's the sign of love.
Yeah. At that present moment, though, it was not. It was a rage. Thanks, Morgan. Appreciate that.
Great. Morgan, I wish I had a prize to give you for that one. Morgan. We will keep you when we do get some things to give away. We will keep you in mind when we have something to give away. So
I'll try and show up weekly and give you guys a little snippet on Corey.
hey, we're all about that. So if you get any on Chuck too, so
Oh, he's got lots of dirt on Chuck too, so it's just not me.
Oh yeah.
Poor Chuck.
well,
Chuck, are you on here?
Chuck is normally on here, but apparently he had some problems tonight and couldn't come on. So, but hopefully he'll either be on later tonight or he'll definitely be on next week. So,
I'm assuming you guys have never met Chuck, right?
well, we've seen him online, but
Oh, okay.
He's been online. I shared some pictures of him last night in some unforgettable scenes that I've shared with Matt and Glenn. So
still having problems seeing out of my left eye. So
I was going to say, do we need a puke bucket?
yes, you do.
Jurgs, I'll forward them to you. So, oh, outside the box.
Chuck
hello,
is not.
Brenda. Welcome. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
Chuck,
Well,
Chuck's not.
I'm gonna let you go. But yeah, call us back. You can help us keep Corey in line. So, and if you have any challenge coins you sell, bring them
He
on.
does.
Oh.
He does.
Does he make? Do you make
absolutely.
coins? What do you got? Tell us about what you got.
So I work for the U.S. Marshal Service, and I'm in the District of Montana, of course, with Corey, and we didn't have a challenge coin. So a few years ago, I put a design together, and then our chief got involved, and we whipped up the district one. And then not long after that, I got into these groups, and of course it was down the rabbit hole, and I started talking with people, and I had a guy come up with a new design, and there's 5 variations of that one. It's the same coin, but different colors,
Okay.
different finishes on there. And then just recently, we came up with one, I came up with one with my coin guy in the it's the shape of Montana, so it's similar to Corey's coin, and then it's got the state seal on it, and some Marshall stuff.
Nice.
But I can definitely show you guys what they look like. Corey's probably, well, I don't know if he's got them with him, but
I don't.
I think he's got them but one.
If you get some pictures, shoot them to Corey on Facebook, and he can send them to me if you're connected to Facebook.
Yeah, I am. I absolutely can do that.
Well, yeah. As soon as I said that, I was like, "Oh, he said groups. I know what rabbit hole you went down." So yeah. So yeah, shoot some pictures. It's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole for sure.
Oh my gosh, I was a local officer here for 10.5 years, and I'd gotten into the patches, and then they were doing the scale model cars from the actual agencies. And so I got into those, and then I kind of dropped off for really up till the point we decided to make the district coin. And then I really got back into it and heavy into the coins now. I've gotten some into the patches, not as much, but the coins between Corey and I, we're definitely junkies when it comes to them now.
Cool. Well, I can tell you, I'll probably want one, and I'm sure Andy probably will too. So
Jen has to get the mail for Morgan, and for all the rest of the marshal's office, and she brings up about 6 packages a week to Morgan's desk.
He beats me to the packages.
And literally, most times he beats her to the mailbox to get the packages. So he is
I'm glad
like,
you said that, Corey, because I've got 3 envelopes in my backpack from today that I got to go open up.
It's addictive.
He is 10,000 times worse than I am. I don't even compare to Morgan.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there's Brenda. She's an ex Las Vegas, I think, or Texas. I don't know. Officer. She says she wants one. So yeah, shoot me some pictures or send me a friend request, and I'll put them up. I don't care. Either way, we'll get them on here and tell people what you want for them, and hopefully you can sell a few.
All right, I'd appreciate that. I'll definitely get you guys some pics or get them to Corey, and he can get them to you, and you guys can post them.
Cool. Yeah, that's what we want to make
out,
really.
If you send over, are you going to be sending that set? Send over that set, and I can send it to Glenn right now if you want, and we can get them posted up here today.
Okay, yeah, I'll get off the phone and I'll send you the pictures on Messenger, Corey, and you guys can check them out and do what you need to do with them.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Don't
call,
do not call back. Do not call back anymore dissing me. Thanks. Appreciate that. Have a nice night, Morgan.
Marshall, he does what he wants. So. I appreciate it, brother. You have a nice night. I look forward to seeing the coins.
Yeah, you guys too. It was nice chatting with you, and we'll talk later.
All right. Yes, definitely. Bye-bye. See, that's what makes the show great. We're not only going to sell coins, we're going to bust each other's balls while we do it because we're all one big family.
Excellent.
I mean, trust me, I'm sure at some point in time, one of my firefighter friends will be like, "Oh, I'm going to call and mess with Glenn." It'll happen. I'm not asking for it, but it'll happen. So
it's going to happen now.
Morgan warned me about this 2 days ago. He says, "Oh, I'm going," because he didn't know about the show at all. So I was telling him. So I sent him the link, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to call." I'm like, "Yeah, bullshit, you are." Yeah, whatever.
Call your bluff.
Oh, good. Or I'm also working on and up where Andy lives, Hagerstown, Maryland. They have a radio group that they put out that's all public safety, and I'm trying to get away from one of the guys there to link the radio to the show so that we could talk to them sometimes and just BS with some of them. They're mostly firemen. Not Andy, are any of them police officers, or are they all fire EMS?
Mike is police auxiliary.
Okay, so he's one.
And he's fire EMS, so he's basically all 3.
Okay.
He's the captain for the auxiliary, so.
Is that the station from last week?
No. This is a Zello. It's an app, and they're all on one channel. Yeah, that's right. I need to forward the link also over to Thin Line Radio because wanted to make sure that they showed up. I sent it earlier in the week. Let me send it again here. And I will share it with them so that they remember. I mean, I got so many places to send this to. It's like you were telling earlier, Ross. Once you just start sending it out, you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track of the directories that all three of my podcasts are on. One of which is also a radio show, so I'm trying to keep track of the directories that Jurg's radio is on. Yeah, it's starting 2 more stations is a really good idea.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some more sports people. You can't be the only one. You can't be in 3 places at once.
Yeah, exactly. I got some people back at home in Pennsylvania. I mean, all three I'm trying to gear on some level towards local coverage. We were saying like global reach with local coverage. Because as you and I talked about on Jurg's Tonight earlier, local news radio or local news coverage in general is going away. I mean, as local as you get is really the city networks covering the city.
Yeah, for
Local.
5 minutes, so they can go to the major stuff out happening in the world.
Yeah. Local just isn't making news anymore. And so trying to keep that alive and just bringing in affiliates like you from the Atlanta market that are, doing whatever on Jurg's radio. And if there's something that you guys do with sports, we started on Jurg's radio, maybe see how it plays. And then, if we can do that, we develop a sports channel.
Matt had a great idea about what was it, Matt, about how AI is taking over.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I was going to actually talk about that. So, are you guys familiar with Chat GTP? You ever hear of it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have been watching the news about Elon Musk's comments about AI. So he's all telling everybody, like, warning us, like, y'all better slow down because AI is about to freaking take over the world, right? So I thought it'd be funny to do a podcast on just, uh, if we are going into the Skynet realm, if you will, of where we are with AI. Like I said, ChatGTP is one of them. As an app on your phone, you can download, and actually, where most of our artwork comes from, it's actually not from me. It's from AI actually, and I always think of it when I'm listening, when I'm talking about AI. I think about that movie Wall-E and all those people that are just rolling around that are way overweight, and then everybody just robots are doing it all for them, right? Like, oh, you got it. You just type in a response, and we'll figure it out for you. So I thought it'd be interesting because I mean, this thing does everything. Besides artwork, makes music, makes videos. You can have full on conversations with it. It can remember your conversations. The latest
That's scary.
the latest Chat GTP 5.0 has access to Bing, which is basically the World Wide Web. So you can't ask it like some really like questionable things, right? Like, where do I bury the body? Can I kill somebody in this town and get away with it? Like ethical things you try to ask, and it's like, no, can't go with that.
Well, it won't rat you out though, will it?
No, well, it says not to share your personal information. So, hi, my name is Joe Miller. I'm at 1116, Montana. It's my address. Come get me, motherfucker. It just depends, right? So, yeah. That's the thing, though. The AI is just taking a little. But since you're mentioning that, I was gonna actually talk about it later in the show. The latest coin that I got. 1 second. Come on. Ooh, dang, let me take off my.
I think you got to kill the background first.
Yeah. So if you're all looking at my background, you're probably wondering why is there a carrier like just hanging out in the desert? That's actually what the mission of Fallon is. It's actually to Cares in Desert. So this coin that I got right here, it's a Terminator inspired coin, just like we're talking about AI, right? It's a 27 millimeter thickness coin. This weighs about 11 ounces. No, Corey, you can't kill people with it. You're not going to throw anybody. All right. But we talked about in the last show about how challenge coins are changing. Could you really call this a challenge coin? Is it still technically a challenge coin? Maybe the back, right? But now as we're starting getting into these 3D things, right? So you see like Baby Yodas out there, or other things like that. But it's different, right? So this could probably be not a challenge coin. We'll call this a paperweight, right? He uses a paperweight. It's pretty heavy,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, these ones we're pre-ordering. It may be kind of the end of my 3D adventures, if you will. They haven't really been selling too good. We're pre-selling them right now. You really have to justify the cost of these things. They were very expensive to make. So
Sure.
yeah,
What are you selling them for?
so we were gonna do 60, but I was like, you know what? It's challenge coins. We're not out there. It's not about like I remember telling Corey this the last time we were talking too, that it's not about how much money we make, right? It's about putting out badass coins, right? Like we're gonna make money, yeah, we're gonna make money, but all my money that I make doesn't sit in a bank and we're just sitting here getting rich off of coins. It's actually going back into the next one, right?
Yep.
So
More
that's what I was
coins.
going to. So I have all these designs, right? All these challenge coins that I have, right? This is the golden gun from the good old N64 game, right? So stuff
Mhm.
like that, right? Like it's like you get all these ideas, and it's not about getting rich. It's about coming out with something badass, and it just continues on, right? And it just pays for itself, and we continue to share. And that's what most of these challenge coin groups you see on Facebook. I got a lot of different ships or messes or police or fire departments. They're out there just promoting their name out there, right? It's not about getting rich. So that's something to think about. But yeah, back to AI though. So with AI, right? So yeah, what did I ask it to do yesterday? So I asked it to write my resume for me. Get this, Glenn. So I said, okay, I need a resume. I'm talking this thing like I'm talking to you right now. I was like, hey, generate a resume for me. All right, here's my goals. Here's my things I've accomplished. Here's my qualifications. Here's the schools I've been to. Go. I'm telling you right now, it was literally in seconds, like maybe 45 seconds to a minute. This thing spit it out. A resume, full on resume, right? So again, this is what I was telling you. Like, that would be a very interesting conversation to have about AI, right? And then there's a lot of money has been put into AI, a lot of money, a lot of companies interested, and it's not just that ChatGPT I told you about. That's one company. It's being integrated into Square. It's being integrated into websites. I can, like my coins, I can go on Square and make a description, and I just make one sentence, and I hit AI generate, and then it just spits out a whole like paragraph of something I didn't even come up with. It's really
Wow.
making us,
That's
it's
why
making
I
us lazy.
know.
It's making us lazy, Glenn. I'm telling you.
Well, smartphones are supposed to be making us smarter. So
The
yeah,
news, the news is that Apple's going to do it. The next iPhone is going to have some AI up in there. No more Siri.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Imagine that,
If
Corey.
you want to do it, we could do a show every now and then. We'd have to get Ross to check off on it, but yeah, we could do that.
No more Siri.
Yeah, no more Siri. That's the rumor. There's always rumors and everything, but I mean, if you look at it, look at Apple's was it the Apple Pro they just released that apparently everybody bought and it's sold out. The VR goggles they got going on over there. It's like the road to what's that called? When you're basically just everybody's gonna be so antisocial. You got this big old VR thing on, right? VR thing on, right? Oh, but it's cool though because you can FaceTime somebody and it's gonna generate this AI character in front of them, and their mouths are gonna move every time you move, and your eyes are gonna blink when they're blink. So
That's crazy.
it's pretty insane. We could go down a rabbit hole in this subject because it's not just AI, it's AR, it's so much stuff.
Was it you that was telling me that Siri was invented by the military and given to Apple?
No,
I saw that somewhere in the past 48 hours, or somebody told me that. Did you?
Isaac said that on Wednesday, didn't he?
So,
That's right. That's right. One of my guests in the middle.
It is true. I mean, in a sense of technology actually does mostly come from the military. I mean, if you look at it, right, going back to microwaves, like the military started it, and they just kind of just handed it off to as a commercial product.
Well, I remember a friend of mine. He was in military police at Fort Belvoir, and he went during the first sandbox exercise. And he was telling me when he come back, he's like, he said it was pretty easy. We had this pad, we'd take your picture, we'd type in some stuff, and we'd load them on the bus.
Yep.
And then I didn't think anything about it. I thought, it's some kind of, of course I was busting his balls about cop shit, but it was an iPad. It was an iPad during the first Desert Storm. So,
yes.
Do you know when that was invented?
I have no idea, but it was then they had it.
Yeah,
Back in the late 80s, when Steve Jobs was sitting on a chaise lounge inventing the iPhone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He did them both actually at the same time.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you all probably had some secret squirrel stuff too, so that we don't know about. So, yeah.
We holster slingshots.
Come on! I know that Suburban that's behind him will transform into like a robot and kill everybody within a quarter square mile.
I've driven some Suburbans that were old when I came on the job, and were still in service when I left.
Well, are they diesel? I assume.
No,
they're
what the original ones were. The brand new ones now are amazing. The Clint Eastwood line, where he says it takes a damn anti-tank missile to put a dent in it. That's true with some of these new ones. I drove some of the new ones that came to LA when we first got them, and you put your foot on the gas. You don't have to press it, and you're 2 blocks down the street. That thing was amazing. And you move the steering wheel to the left, it turns so that you just changed a couple lanes. The original ones, they had power steering, but you would have never known it. They were still, because they were so heavy and they weren't built. The rest of the Suburban wasn't built for that weight. They were gas guzzlers beyond recognition. These, we drove them all day on a local detail, and it was Stephen Mnuchin. We barely put a dent in the gas tank.
Oh,
that thing's running 12 hours.
I saw that some military or government agency was getting the Ford F, I think it's an 850 or something, and it's the super body sized one, and they were going to be using it for secret squirrel missions. I was like, damn. And it was diesel.
Yeah, everybody always asks me what the beast is, and you know what? I've stood by it countless times. I can't tell. Because everybody I talk to say it's got to be a diesel, because with all the weight in that, there's no way a regular gas combustion engine can do that. And like, I don't think it can be a diesel, because all the diesels I know can't get out of their own way, also known as my dad's trucks throughout my life. And they're like, all the guys I talk to are like, no, diesel's gonna actually got some pickup if they got like whatever type of, I don't know, supercharge or whatever. But so I thought, okay, well, we'll get this settled. I know what they sound like. And I was at a site, and I walked up to it while the driver still had it running, and I couldn't tell because they're also super quiet. And I could feel it vibrating. I knew it was still running, but I could not tell if that was a gas or diesel engine.
Wow.
So I still don't know.
Well,
but there is, I'm sure that it's different now, but in like the Obama beast is much more of a beast than the Bush 43 beast. Obama's I mean, it doesn't look like a Cadillac.
No.
There's so much that's changed by it. But even Bush's Cadillac, and his was new. I don't remember what Clinton had. But even Bush's Cadillac, the only two parts on that were not altered from General Motors was the front Cadillac logo and the back Cadillac logo. Everything else was different, or pulled off and put back on for armoring, rewiring, tubes, all kinds of shit.
Does the military design them, or does the Secret Service spec them themselves?
A little of both, because they have a lot. They have a big hand in the explosive survivability and the armament, and also some of the other capabilities that it's got. Like it can get through bio attacks and chemical attacks. It's self-contained. It's got its own supply of oxygen. Everybody inside can just roll them up, like Chevy Chase would say, and keep on going.
Did you ever get to drive it?
That one, no. That one only the detail uses, and only that detail. I mean, the vice president doesn't even get that one.
They don't each get their own car when they first move in, do they? Or is it just they keep them for X amount of years?
You mean in the White House and in the vice president's residence? They've got their own fleet.
But does each one get their own? Like I mean, a new one every time. Every 4 years, is there a new one if we have a new president?
Like every president? No.
Okay.
There's a certain level of wear and tear that gets put on them, and then they get reevaluated and taken out of service. And depending on some of them go to training, so they can be used to train agents in driving it. Because, I mean, you guys know the wheelbase, because it is a stretch limo, the weight, because of the armament, all kinds of shit is different about that car. The ballistic glass, the biggest pain in the ass about those cars is driving it in a rainstorm, because the ballistic glass creates an optical illusion like no other. And blinding spots because of I mean, it's tough enough sometimes to see through your windshield when it's pouring down rain with a normal windshield, but these ballistic windshields it's like a fun museum.
And they can't even roll down the windows, can they? The windows are permanently sealed.
I don't know about the Beast. The other ones do come down, unfortunately, and they don't go back up. It's you got to take the whole door apart to crank it back up. And the reason for that is the mechanism that takes it up and down is one of the original mechanisms, which is not strong enough for ballistic glass. The King of Jordan, he has a Mercedes that has like a bottle jack underneath the window. That one actually goes up and down. That goes down with the push of a lever. It goes right back up.
Wow. Yeah, I bet they do weigh a ton. Well, if if the Beast had to, I mean, how many or what kind of mileage does that? Could it go from like DC to, I don't know, North Carolina or something? Is it just designed for short around town stuff?
It's only used for short around town stuff. He wouldn't drive to Camp David, but we've taken Obama to assorted nearby golf courses. That's even in the what we call the Camp David package, and that would be his, where he gets a Suburban also. It's not the Cadillac.
Oh, so they don't always go in the Cadillac then?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. And with some of them, even as a sitting president, like going what we call flow of traffic, meaning no lights and siren, No, very little police escort or none. I would scratch my head at that one. It's one thing doing that with the formers that nobody cares about anymore anyway. But you sure you want sitting president sitting on 295?
They just like us sitting in traffic.
On a Saturday morning? Yeah.
And you'd never know it.
No. I mean,
I guess
to
we
be
paid
fair.
attention, but most people are in their phones and don't. So
Well, the upside to it is that, to be fair about it, the windows are so tinted, it's like a wall. You're not going to really see in anyway. Downside to it is that every time you see a Suburban driving through Washington, D.C., it's Secret Service. All we protect is the president, the vice president, and their family, and certain members of the cabinet. That's it. But every motorcade you see, oh, that's Secret Service. No. What were we talking about earlier? 1 in 8 cars in D.C. has a badge and gun in it. So, I mean, think about all the executives in government that get protection. We don't do all of them, but we get blamed for all of them. So, when you see 2 black Suburbans that look identical to each other right in front of each other with, some other tactical vehicles in tow, and they say, oh, it must be the president, they have no idea that they're guessing right. But
wow.
Again, anti-aircraft missile to put a dent in the thing.
Doesn't the marshals do some of the details as well, like for judges and stuff?
Judges and when I was in San Francisco, when Nancy Pelosi first gained the speakership, I was on her temporary detail. What we had there, and we didn't cover her ever, but I was on her detail. If something happened, if there was a national emergency, and we had to evacuate the leadership, it would be the Secret Service taking over that detail. And so it would be the closest ones that were there. And so the boss in San Francisco, picked X number of us protection-minded guys and said, you're the team. Let's pay extra special attention when she's in district. When she was outside of the capital region, she got marshals. And then once, I don't know if it was on the flight or when she touched ground back in D.C., the Capitol Police picked her back up. And that's consistent with the other leadership of Congress as well. But yeah, judges and speaker and some of the other positions once they're out of D.C. Oh, crack.
Does every elected politician, congressman, senator get some type of protection?
That's another thing that is a huge misconception. I was told that the Secret Service protects all of Congress. We don't protect any of Congress. The only reason Hillary Clinton had it was because she was a former first lady. And then, in fact, that's why Barack got it. When they were first running against each other in 2008, she was making a lot more events than he was. And we were the reason why. If we were running late, she would just say, hey, fellas, could we speed it up a little? And the boss would, hit the driver and he'd turn the lights on. And then, we wouldn't like really speed it up. But I mean, turning the lights on gets people out of your way. Obama didn't have that. And so when they started bitching to headquarters that she had the unfair advantage, they gave him early the same manpower that she had and the same types of assets that she had. And that only became because President Bush signed off on it. That was the only, even as a major candidate, there's also the same legislation always says within, 300 some days or 120 days of a major election. So more than a year out, he's not entitled to it yet. So the only other thing that was left, the same way the cabinet gets protection, is by executive order. The director went to President Bush and said, "Yeah, you probably don't want to lose this guy on your watch."
Yeah, that might be bad.
And he couldn't sign fast enough.
I had an interesting story about Bush and Air Force One. I was on a med flight coming out of Bermuda. We had declared an in-flight emergency, and they put the TFR up, and they were like, "You can't go," because we were headed to Baltimore. And I was like, "We got to go." And apparently the president decided to move Air Force One so that we could get through, and then they put it back up because the pilots, they caught hell about it. They had to like do paperwork and shit because they were like, "Yeah, we were going through TFR." They were talking to Warlord on the. I heard him talking to Warlord on the radio. I was like, "Wow." Now the people that fly the jets, those are military, though, right? That's Air Force.
Yes, you mean the fighter jets, the escorts?
No, for well, yeah, for the escorts, I know that's fighter jets, but no, for Air Force One.
Oh yeah. Hence the name. I mean, when Bush landed on the aircraft carrier to declare the end of major combat in the Middle East,
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah,
he was in Navy One. That was a Navy owned plane, so that was called
cool.
Navy One.
That's cool. So, and I imagine that all the people that fly have to get vetted and stuff. So, not just anybody can fly for them.
Oh yeah, that's a colonel. That the pilot of Air Force One is a colonel.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I mean, I guess that's a good job, but it could also be seen as a lowly job too. So,
I mean, the whole crew is also military, but I mean, they're a solid team. They know each other well, and it's not like he's traveling every day, all day. You know, they just fly him around the country and around the world, not around DC. So that's an advantage.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's now. How do they put? I guess it was a C-130 or something, and they load up the beasts and all the support vehicles, and I assume they probably have more than. Well, I don't know about the beast, but they have more than one of the vehicles, and they move them well ahead of him.
Oh yeah, they leapfrog. What's the big one? The C5?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a C5.
They're falling out because, I mean, here's the deal we had with the Air Force. We paid, the Secret Service pays for that. It's not like, oh, it's all the federal government, just, do it. The Secret Service gets billed by the Air Force to do all that. And then if there is a breakdown during a Secret Service mission, the Secret Service pays for the repair. What planes do you think we get?
Well, I'm going to guess if it's like one branch messing with the other one, probably the junk.
Well, not just messing, but they're making, because we made a bad business decision to not hold our contractor responsible for providing us a service. They made a good business decision by getting all their shit fixed on somebody else's budget.
Yeah, and plus there's probably, like I said, a little bit of inner department or heckling. That's great.
We actually get along with everybody, even contrary to popular belief, even the FBI. And to their credit, they've lost a lot of the attitude, at least to us, that they've been known to have in previous generations. I think that we see within the service a lot of inter-office ball busting. and I don't have the T-shirt, but I have one of the patches here that kind of reflects that. But yeah, I mean, we're not afraid to bust our own. That's for sure. I don't have any of the mock-up challenge coins like you guys were talking about last week, but to kind of segue into the show and tell.
Yeah, get us into the Secret Service and challenge coins.
Well, this is one of the funny stories. We on Clinton as formers, they're entitled to the former president and the former first lady, unless there's something dangerous going on. Chelsea would have no longer been authorized for protection. Grandma Rodham was never authorized for protection. But really, I mean, do you think if we're out shopping and there's Grandma Rodham and when she was still alive and something happened and we evacuated Hillary, she's going to leave her mom in a department store?
Yeah.
No, we're waiting for my mom. Go get her. So some of us would actually say, okay, I'll take Grandma Rodham. It's a much easier day. And she would be in a wheelchair, so she could get around a department store a lot easier. And now it was kind of like the movie Guarding Tess, or in this case, we said it was the Kenny Protection Detail.
Hold on, I'm going to make you bigger. Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's classic.
And of course, this one, to put that star on anything, you got to have a blessing that makes a lot more money than you do. And it wasn't done. So there was an effort to try to collect these. So those of us with a brain made it worthy of a search warrant that they weren't going to spend the time to get.
That's great. If you happen to have any of those just laying around, you've got my address. So
Yeah. Then this is just the basic star that I pulled off my raid vest before I left. So now I can put it on like my life vest for the jet ski or wherever. These I bought from the park police. That's upside down is what that is. So I have some photos of me flying in Eagle One, which is the helicopter that flies out in front of Marine One, or that does the sweep of the does the sweep of the runway for Air Force One. It's in the DC area in the National Capital Region. It's the Park Police. They have two Bell, forget the number, 420s or 4. I don't think it would be 420. That would be a bad number to use. But if you can think of Vietnam and the Hueys from Vietnam, Hughes helicopter was bought by Sikorsky. And, or excuse me, no, I got to think about that now. No, it was bought by Bell. They're both Bells. Hughes was bought by Bell Helicopters, and their bigger model now is the same thing as the one from Vietnam. That look, and the Park Police has two of them, and then a Bell Ranger like the 412, like the news chopper. The TV news chopper, they have a smaller one of them. The two big ones, at least one, if not both of those two, were bought by the Secret Service. When we knew how much flying we were going to do for our own missions, I think it was Congress wanted us to get our own helicopter instead of what we do on the road. We hit up the local or state police who's ever got it. And we were like, we don't want a fucking helicopter. That's what the Marines do. So after some analysis, they figured out, you know what? Bet the park police could use this thing. And I think they already had the smaller one. So we got them the bigger ones, which they turned into air ambulances, which is
Nice.
often used throughout the National Capital Region. And yeah, I forget what we paid then, but it was actually a deal to be able to buy that for them and then not have to maintain it, not have to stow it anywhere, not to have to have it sit around while we're not using it. Now it's being used for something else constructive. And it has, it's covered a lot of accidents on the highways and missing hikers along Great Falls, things of that.
Yeah, Eagle One is actually a 412 EP.
Okay. And what's the smaller one?
Andy is my resident helicopter expert. One thing Andy loves is helicopters, that's for sure.
Exactly.
So while he's looking at yours, you don't have any coins with you?
I do have coins, and I don't have as many coins as what I used to. So I dug out the pins. When I first came on, I got introduced to the coins and the lapel pins. Each office and many major events also do their own, like the coin system, they do their own lapel pin. And I figured, well, Secret Service, we wear lapel pins. We're probably going to be, my colleagues are probably going to be bigger into the lapel pins than the coins. So I never got into the coins. And of course, with like the UN and any other interagency type of interaction, I kind of learned the hard way that the coins are the bigger deal. So as far as pins go, every year the United Nations does I had my readers on earlier for a reason. With headphones at the tail end.
It doesn't say your age at all, don't worry.
Yeah. United Nations General Assembly 61 in 2006.
This is the actual uniform pin that you wore or would have wore?
No, we still wore our standard pins. This is just the collector's item.
Ah, okay.
So that's the UN logo on the one side and the star and the year on the other.
Pretty cool.
The smaller helicopters, the Bell 206L-3.
206, that's it.
I knew Andy would solve that.
If you see Bush, Obama, Clinton, I think, and Biden, they all wore this pin. It's the flag pin. This is kind of famous. This gets out. The flag pin with the star on it. This one is... I can't see. How do they get this lettering so fucking small? Jesus.
Very tiny hands. I'll leave it at that.
Tiny hands.
Those of us that make coins know the joke.
I seriously can't tell what this one is. Maybe, because it's enlarged there.
No, I don't know.
That looks like the eagle on the right and the flag on the presidential seal.
No, it's definitely not that, but there's some other writing on around the blue on the blue ring, but that's from a trip. Oh, speaking of trips, this is the one that my Rottweiler died on. I was in Australia. That was when Obama went to Australia in 2010 or 11. I think he died.
So when you get these pins made up, do you give them out to people that help with the detail?
Yeah, like they're like $2 a pop at our store at headquarters, and you get like $50 worth or whatever, and keep them in your gear bag. This is one that got me out of a speeding ticket when I was right before I became an agent. Pennsylvania State Police Camp Cadet. It's like a summer camp for us kid wannabes. Singapore, that's their Secret Service. Reagan Protective Division, which is no more because they're both gone. Of course, that's a saddle. I think this purple one is for Oklahoma City. We lost 6 employees in that attack. This one is for New York. They usually also come in a set, just like our working lapel pins, with where each one's a different color. And speaking of which, this are the pins that we were issued and then we're able to keep for our 150th anniversary. And if you see the number on the bottom of that cardboard, 3929, that is my unique serial number. You can put these in NCIC and list them as stolen or missing property. This is another set.
Nice.
And this is the big one. I don't know why they got so big this year, but and the colors change. They're not always the same colors. Some years they're black and yellow and.
At some point in time, y'all do colors of the day or something, don't you? Are those the pins you wear?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And what happens is it used to be in a rotation. It used to be in a rotation, like it was red, yellow, green, purple, red, yellow, green, purple. And what happened was we feared that the bad guys figure that out. So if they monitor that and keep that close enough, they can figure out what that rotation is and use that to create their own. So now it's randomly generated at the beginning of there's an app on our smartphones, and it's a randomly generated color, and the management programs the color at headquarters and then presses go. And every day at 11:59 p.m., the next color of the day comes out.
Nice. What happens if you show up with the wrong color?
You got to tell everybody, hey, I lost my red pin broke. If there's somebody in the security room that isn't going to be out, what the pins mean is that you're in that case, your Secret Service, you have law enforcement authority, and you're carrying a gun. Most of the other pins, like the governor's detail, every governor detail in all 50 states has the same pin. We've given it to them. And then some other pins we recognize. There's another dignitary pin, meaning like if we work with Philly PD a lot, we'll give them, their detectives, the pin for that year. NYPD, agents like the agencies like that, we'll give them a specific pin again that we design and control the color scheming of. Some like New York, we know theirs. DC doesn't really throw detectives at us because We cover that type of movement from the Washington field office, DSS, FBI, marshals, other federal agencies we know. This is the 10 and 20 year. I think this one's upside down. 10-year on the bottom and 20-year lapel pin for 10 and 20 years of service.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get it because in both time frames, I had pissed in some Cheerios.
Is that what law enforcement and fire does?
Now on to the coins. And like you were saying before, not all of them are shaped like a coin. This is Connecticut. I'm going to take that out for a second.
So this was for a mission in Connecticut, or?
Kind of, sort of. This is for the New Haven resident office. They did the blue line and black flag. And then on the back is Marine One. And the reason that's on a Connecticut pin or a coin is because Sikorsky's factory is actually in Connecticut.
Nice.
Near New Haven, Connecticut.
That's be stupid here for a minute. New Haven, I guess one of the presidents is up there frequently, or?
No, just because that's where it's made. That's where Marine One is made.
Okay.
This one might look familiar.
Yeah.
That is DC's.
Nice.
That one was nice.
You see a lot of them on. I've run 2 groups in Facebook, and I see a lot of people advertise them, and then I'll get people messaging me instantly behind them. Those are fake. You need to take them down. Well, I have no way of knowing if they're fake or not.
Why would you have to take something down if it's fake?
I often wonder, because it's usually the same people that complain. So I often wonder if maybe it's an ex-Secret Service agent or something that knows, and it just kind of one of those little pet peeves gets under his skin, because it's usually the same 2 or 3 people that complain when somebody puts the Secret Service one up. Now here recently, I've been lucky, and the people that put them up, nobody's complained on them, so they must be genuine.
We see shit like that on eBay all the time.
Well, I know one of the firefighters I worked with, he was my rookie. He did a detail for, gosh, I'm trying to get, I guess it would have been Biden coming through Georgia for something, and he had to man the ambulance. He said when they were done, the Secret Service agent come around and give them all coins.
Yeah, I mean, we're happy to share, because when we put them in our gear bag, it weighs the gear bag down. That's how many some of these guys get, especially if you're on one of the bigger details. You're giving that shit out all the time. This one is from the Riverside office out near LA. That star is an older version of our star. And in fact, at one point, that was our actual badge.
Just the star?
Yep. We started with just stars for a badge. And that's California and Riverside, California. I don't know. I think I showed you Singapore's pin. They did a coin for their visit to the White House. That is their White House in Singapore, their executive mansion in Singapore, and ours in DC.
Wow.
So they did a
That's
two-sided
nice.
with each mansion.
That's cool.
I was going to say, how far out in advance do they know some of these missions to make the coins?
Oh, some of those trips, they might not get like the publicity, but some of them are scheduled a year or more in advance.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
So if you like rum, as I do, this is from the Republic of Guyana. And that's their shield on that side. That's
Nice.
I think David Arthur Granger was their boss, whatever that is. President, Prime Minister. Then this one,
I would imagine there's also a lot of trading between the agents and the police officers and stuff too. So
these last two were pretty cool. I mean, I like a lot of them, but this one was, I think it was, yeah. Yeah, this one was given to me by Vicente Fox of Mexico. He's from like 20 years ago. And that one comes in like a case. Oh.
hopefully it's not fragile.
Yeah. And it sits in there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
That's pretty cool, actually.
And then lastly, this was given to me by the commanding general of the DC National Guard days before he resigned in protest of whatever it was. He got in a pissing match with Trump. But he gave this to me personally, so that was cool. I did I was the site agent for the last inaugural ball of Trump's inauguration. It was the Armed Services. It was the Uniformed Services Ball, is what they called it. It was the venue was double booked with the military's Armed Services Ball and the first responders. I don't know the actual name of that one, but their ball was at the same location. And by the time it was realized, it was too late. There were no other venues that either one of them could have found, and they were both, very important to presidential history. So they combined it and called it the Uniformed Services Ball. Mine was the only site to not be penetrated by demonstrators. We had one guy who was part of like their scouting team walk by during the day and saw our setup compared to that of other sites. He said, "Fuck this," turned around and walked away. We were at the National Building Museum, kind of a nice thing for us. We had the FBI field office on one side of us and the Housing Authority police on the other. So, we were already kind of safe with a lot of other granite buildings surrounding us because we were downtown, about 2 blocks east of what then, Sportcat and I were talking about this earlier, its actual name, what then was the Verizon Center. I don't know what it's called anymore, but the downtown arena in DC. So, that's everything, gang. That's the baby. I don't have any I used to have stuff from like our cat team and, some of the other specialty teams. With our counter assault team, that's the SWAT team that follows the president. We have a bunch of special teams. One is, 2 are done by the uniform division. One is the snipers that are on the roof and any other high point. The other is the emergency response team, that they are designed to protect a location. So they are around the White House. The counter assault team is done by agents. They're designed to protect a moving person. So they're in the White House. And similar to any other venue like that. ERT usually stays at the White House with the exception of like a residence or a big event. Like if the president's going to RON at the UN or some other large venue, or like a maybe like the DNC or RNC, depending on the administration, they might have a presence there. But CAT goes wherever the president goes. And their mission is to, if there is an attack, they deploy and divert the attention to themselves, while those of us on the working shift get the president out of Dodge. I'm telling you all that because CAT guys are pretty big about the coins. And the rule for us is, I don't know if you guys with other agencies have the same thing, but if one of the other agents comes up to me, if I'm on a special team, just a field office, we're not cool enough to be a part of this. But if I'm on any of the special teams in a bar and they challenge me, if I don't have that coin on me, my coin on me, then I have to buy everybody else a beer. And if I have it and I get challenged, that guy has to buy. So, yeah, that's why I wish I have it. It's cool. It's a black paw, like scratching at you, for cat.
Sport cat.
SOD, yeah. And it's got Special Operations Division on the other side of it.
They also have an ambulance in the presidential motorcade, don't they?
Yes.
Hmm.
Ambulance doctor.
It used to be staffed by just the local EMS, but now they've got their own.
A little of both. Many cities will take a local with us. That's just because they can and they prefer to. Local supplies or other, if there's injuries, other injured personnel. But yeah, they Sunburn is the code name for the ambulance.
Nice.
You can actually find all them. I was kind of bummed out when I found that out. They're all online.
Oh, the code names?
Yeah, the call signs. That's done by the military, the White House Communications Agency is who assigns all that.
They don't get to pick it themselves.
The presidents and first ladies do, and the protectees do. Yeah, they're given a letter, and their family stays within that letter. So, like when Bush 43 came in, his dad was already Timberwolf, so he's already got the letter T. When Hillary came back, she never left. We always had her. So she just stayed evergreen. But then with W having the letter T, he liked a little bit of the sauce. So his first one was Tumblr. And then when that got out, it was changed to Trailblazer. Because he liked to cut down a lot of dead trees on his ranch and just burned them right there. So he got Trailblazer.
Drinking his Bud Light. He liked his beer. I know that for a fact. So.
Yeah. And pretzels. We give him smaller pretzels now so he doesn't choke.
I've worked at an AFI's 1 hour photo, and so occasionally I would get to develop films from some of the parties. I actually had people come in and be like, you need to develop this and not look at them. I'm like, that's not possible.
Yeah, digital's a lot better for that.
Yeah, I'm sure the digital's definitely.
But yeah, I mean, talk about them being online. Cheney was a big fisherman. In one of his authorized biographies was called Angler, which is what his call sign was.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't one of the Bushes like to go out on the Potomac and fish?
I don't know why you would do that because that thing's so polluted and nasty.
They got some killer bass, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, now they've got what's the invasive fish? It's the one they made the movie on that would kill you if it comes out of the water. It walks. I can't think of the name of it. Now they have those, and believe it or not, that is a sport now, fishing for them because of that. So,
a fish that walks.
It's got a reputation of that. It can live without. It can go for like 10 days without being in water, and it doesn't need water to breathe. And yeah, and it has teeth. It's a pretty badass looking fish. It comes from, of course, China. It's called what?
It's called an amphibian.
Yeah, well, it's a badass fish, and they were introduced into the Potomac River, and now they've taken over. So, I haven't personally got to catch one, but I have several friends that fish up there, and they tell me that once one gets on the line, the fight is on. It's great. So.
Yeah, that sounds like tarpons down in, here too, but tarpon in Belize are pretty big for about a 3-foot long wrestling match, 4-foot long wrestling match.
That's my dream one day to catch one of those, or sailfish. That's one of the ones I'd like to catch one day. So, well, if the president goes out like on the water like that, I guess that's Coast Guard or Navy?
No, it's us. We've got rescue swimmers, guys that are fish, and then we work with whoever and wherever we're at to support that. For example, DC Police and Coast Guard help us on the rivers around DC. Wherever, anywhere, we get the right people to assist. But we often are the ones with the scuba gear.
Wow. And can the president just say, "Hey, Friday, I'm going fishing. I want some Krispy Kremes, and I want to hit the fish."
Pretty much.
I imagine that puts quite a few panties in a wad.
We there's not many times we say no. One time let me ask you this question. Do you know why George W. Bush, after 9/11, threw the first pitch out at Yankee Stadium wearing the bomber jacket that he was wearing from the fire department?
No, I do not.
He was supposed to wear a Yankees jersey, but once he put the jersey on, the ballistic vest that he was wearing showed through the jersey. You could see it because the jersey was too tight. So I said, "Okay, I'll just take the vest off." And the special agent in charge was a guy named Carl Trescott, and he said, "No, that's not going to happen. You need to leave that on." And the staff was like, "Well, didn't you sweep the place?" "Yes, we swept the stadium. Places where there might be something else hidden." And Bush was always very cooperative. So he said, "Okay, give me something bigger." And that's how he got the jacket. Was the bomber jacket? You couldn't see that he had a ballistic vest on underneath. And as practical as it is, his staff didn't want that to be seen because it would make him look weak, like he doesn't trust us or whatever. No, he's just smart. And he knows there's threats out on him, especially after September 11th. It's part of what that was. That's why one of the planes hit the Pentagon, because it couldn't find the White House. It didn't know how to triangulate the monuments to find the White House.
Really?
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
If you look down from the air on a big enough chunk from high enough up, the monuments, the Capitol, and the White House form a cross. At the head is the Lincoln Memorial.
Yes.
At the heart is the Washington Monument. And if it's looking up, the right hand is the Jefferson Memorial, and the left hand is the White House. And at the feet is the Capitol. If you knew that, you know exactly how to find the White House, because the Space Needle sticks straight up out of the mall. But the terrorists didn't know that. So they found the next biggest thing that they could see, which was the Pentagon.
Interesting. I never knew that. We're going to have a guy on. Well, you met him the other day, Isaac.
Yep.
He was one of the first police officers on scene with Arlington Police Department. We're going to have him on in a couple episodes. So that's interesting. Yeah, he told the story. But did he tell on your show where he was actually, or he might have told on my show where he was on a detail and they actually forgot about him because they didn't know there was still so much confusion, and he stayed on the same detail protecting one little area and for 24 hours. And he's like, guys, I gotta pee, I gotta eat, help. And they're like, who's this? So well, I can imagine after something like that. Well, 9/11 actually, well, you probably know this, but before there was no communication among any of the fire departments, the police departments, and as you know well, there's 100 and some agencies just in DC. They can't all talk. Well, after 9/11, they can now all talk.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they
with shit like that, the plane that hit the 14th Street Bridge, other emergencies, an annual meeting at Capitol Hill, with the State of the Union. I don't get how every 4 years an inauguration, I don't get how there's not some more thorough interagency communication.
There's really not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a really sad story. The most interagency communication is probably with fire EMS. I have a buddy that he comes out. He's at station 411 station right down by Alexandria, Fairfax border. Well, he gets hit for a call in Maryland. He has to go. He's the closest unit. So he goes, he takes a patient into DC. He clears DC, gets hit for a call in DC, and has to take that patient over to the other side of DC. He could spend all day hopping around amongst them and not be in his own agency because of the AVLs, and he's the closest unit. And it's happened. And that's probably the most communication amongst them all is the EMS. And we hate it with a bloody passion. We hate it with a passion.
I mean, it also is, for as efficient as it is or tries to be, I don't think it is as efficient because, you're not in the area you're supposed to be in. And there's a reason why you're scheduled in that area, because you're scheduled in that area. And if they're not letting you get back to it, I would say I wouldn't go back into service until I'm home.
There's tricks. There's tricks to it.
Easy fix.
Yeah, there's tricks to it. I'm not saying you could confuse AVL in a drive-through near underpass. I'm not saying that, but especially if you go in a circle. I mean, if you were to go in a circle.
And DC has plenty of those.
Oh, God. So, Matt, Corey, I've done all the talking. Y'all got any questions? I feel like I've hogged him. I told him earlier I was going to beer board him.
He totally hogged it all, bro. It's all good.
How long were you on Secret Service?
21 years, 4 months, and 2 weeks. Not that I was counting.
Wow. Did you love it or did you hate it?
I loved it. I enjoyed it. When 2 years ago when I retired, I was ready to go. And there was a huge, I think a lot of it was still COVID, but I remember coming on, you'd spend your whole day hanging out with a guy that was retiring because he was retiring. And you go to a lunch or some sort of retirement party to a guy that you really don't know because he's some old hag that you're a kid, but boss wants you to support the team and you go have lunch at this Moose Lodge or some shit. I left my last week. I was on the duty desk which is like the reception area in the field office. I don't think anybody knows I left. 'Cause we were all working from home. I mean, how bodyguards work from home, I'm still trying to figure that out. But none of us were coming into the office because of COVID, unless we had to be. And then, we were doing our protection assignments and getting tested regularly and whatever. And if you were on the desk, you had your precautionary stuff and, in case you did have somebody walk in or whatever. But that was and the desk week is like Tuesday to Monday, something like that. And they weren't going to replace me. They weren't going to, say, okay, you know what? He's given us 21 years. There's probably some GS9 who could use the overtime because they live in LA. We'll give it to them. No, I had to actually, because I had one of you guys was talking as I was still setting up the broadcast on my end, who had a shit pot of leave.
That was me. Yeah.
Corey. That's Corey.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Corey. Me too.
And I had 2 months, and I told my boss I'm planning on taking it October and November because I didn't want to be, hit with extra taxes if I cashed that out. So he said,
exactly. Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
or your last paycheck, you claim 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to, I was not the only one that was planning that. So headquarters comes out with an ultimatum. You can't do it. You can't take more than a month at a time. And we're all looking at each other like, that's illegal.
Yeah.
If there's no reason for them to deny it, like needs of the service, manpower, they can't say no.
Yeah.
And so my boss is like, okay, here's what you're going to do. Have some money ready that you're going to have to use anyway. If you got to get a ticket because something happened, get your ass back here. If not, you're going to work, from home. And I think I took like 2 days off or 2 days of working from home. Am I still here? Do you guys still see me?
Yeah.
You're good.
Is he rearranging?
What are you doing, Glenn?
So yeah, my boss was really cool about it. He said, have some money in the event that we got to get you back here. But if not, you're going to work that day there, and we'll see you for that last week. Because I had to turn my shit in anyway. But they found somebody else to work the weekend and my last Monday. And then I had processed out before that, and that was it. But yeah, when your time for that comes, be ready and don't look back. Because if you're going to keep roughly 60% of what I was making to not go to work, I'll find something else to do. And this is it. We're trying to monetize this.
And you're prior law enforcement too. And I'm in law enforcement. That's my biggest fear. When I retire in 4 years, what happens? Typically, statistics show within a year after you retire, you're dead.
Dead. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. That seriously is my fear. I have to find something to stay focused and stay on that right drive because
Hello.
Yeah. What happened there? Yeah.
Where did Glenn go?
Glenn said he's going to bed. Glenn said good night. That's all we got. Go ahead. Let's let it roll. Let's roll. We're good.
Glenn said he's going to bed?
He old man. He got to bed. Probably went to bed already. Oh, there he is. Oh, nope. There he is.
Back from commercial.
Yeah, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. It's raining here.
It's gremlins in the system, Glenn.
It is. I've got internet. I don't know. It's raining here, but
Now you're starting to sound like a 1980s robot, bro. You okay?
I'll tell you what, I'll just take over for a few minutes. I'm going to see if my computer works its issues out.
Oh man.
Well, actually, I've got to run soon anyway because I got a dog that's got to pee and he's been pacing. So, but yeah, nobody said goodbye. Nobody stopped by the duty desk to say peace out. Many of them weren't even in, and like I said, I think most of them probably don't even know I'm gone. And that's just, I think that, like I said, I think that's largely COVID, and also the leadership of the office left a couple of months after I did. You know, they were all in the process of retiring too, so they didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But you know, when I came here for like a not quite a month, I was washing dishes at what was a favorite restaurant of mine till I got to working a little bit in the back of house, and now not so much. But yeah, and then most of us got COVID, and so I'm calling to check in and say, hey, I can't come in. You know, I'm dying over here. Like the one I forget the comedian had that line, but they're like, okay, so you got your first signs when, and okay, you can come back Monday. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm coming back when I'm ready.
Yeah,
and I haven't been back to that place since. But my biggest advice, anybody retiring, just know yourself. If you need something to stay going, get it. But also know that don't go for one of those big executive jobs. You're going to be the VP of security or vice president of fraud for Chase or wherever. Why?
I'll be a Walmart door creator.
Hell yeah, Corey.
That is exactly the example I tell people.
Collect that pension and get that Walmart greeting, baby. Hell yeah.
I'm going to be a greeter at Walmart.
Fucking door.
And I'm not even doing that. I'm still putting a kid through college.
Hell yeah.
I'll be out of law enforcement. I'm done. I can taste the end.
Yeah.
And I got to move on to something else. I like woodworking. I like building shit. So I may just start building some shit. And well, I want to kind of maybe get involved with welding too, and build some of that fancy shit that you see everyone's selling on Facebook.
Hell yeah,
Those yard sale pages.
I'm going to be putting together a distillery in my garage for oils.
Do you need help?
I don't know what I'm doing, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'll learn together.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. All right, gang. Well, let me go take care of the puppy.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Yep. Good seeing you guys. I'll see you all next week.
All right. Take care.
All right, gang. Thanks, Glenn.
Later, brother.
Glenn is still trying to figure out if he's alive
Oh my
or
God.
dead.
Oh man, he's blocking me. What's up, man? There we go. There you go. Glenn, reboot your computer, bro. All right, well, we'll take it over for Glenn. He's gonna be just talking like a robot over there.
Yeah, he's done.
All right. Hey, Corey, you got some coins to show off, brother? You good?
I sent it in our feed, and I don't know if Glenn tried to grab those out of our chat feed. I don't know. Maybe you can and show them up. I don't know. I'm sitting on my phone, so I don't have that technology to pull it up on your screen.
Send them on. You sent them to the Facebook group or through this chat?
Yeah, Facebook group.
Hold on a second, brother. So if anybody's watching, Corey's Montana freaking coins are legit. He just sent me one. This thing is massively thick, and I like the barbed wire. That's a nice effect to it. So if you're a huge challenge coin collector, yeah, definitely.
It's Montana.
Oh, Montana.
It's Montana.
What did I say? Did I say Montana?
Yeah, but it's
Let me see.
it's all ranch
Oh.
and farmland here. So
Is this the coins you just sent? The ones that are
yeah, so that's a set of Marshall coins that Morgan designed,
I got you.
and that set he is selling for $100 for. I think there's 6 of them there.
Yeah. Let me get the back sides over here. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Boop. There we go. Backside. There we go. Let me. Shit, I don't think I should. Let me share the screen. Hold on a second. Window. Chrome tab. Select tab to share. Oh no.
maybe my next coin I should make a moose. That'd be badass.
Hell yeah, brother. Chrome does not have permission. Come on, man. God fucking damn it. Hold on a second, man. Let me all these rules. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Now this is
Glenn is like frozen in earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are the show now. Hell yeah. Let's start talking trash
Hell
about
I hope he can hear us.
Oh, he can hear us.
Maybe-
He's shaking his head
maybe-
over there. He's so pissed off right now.
I could tell he's fuming
of
from the ears.
control that he does not have. Hey,
He's gonna be
Glenn.
calling in. I can hear it now.
We're all gonna start
Let me
talking
back to my own show.
trash. Talk trash.
Can't
Welcome to
hear
Walmart. Get
you. Can't hear you.
We'll run your show for you, bro. Don't worry. No problem.
Oh shit! Stop talking.
Oh, hold on a second.
I feel like I'm watching a silent movie.
Hell yeah! Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to get Corey's coins up here.
Where's the closed caption?
Ah, Jesus. Oh, I hate. Gotta go backwards on this shit. Man. Here we go. Yes, it's me. Oh my gosh. Did you log into Facebook?
I might have. I spent about an hour this afternoon designing another coin, but
Oh,
I'll.
hell yeah, brother. Get out there, man. What you designing? What's your ideas?
I can't say nothing right now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What's the direction though? What's the purpose?
It is for
Just don't go into much. Just the basics, bro.
fallen officer that happened back in 2017 here.
Hell yeah. All right, here we go. Here, bro. I got you. There you go. So these are Corey's coins for sale. How much you say they were for? How much they selling for?
Yeah, they're Morgan's coins. They're $100 for the set.
All right. There's the. Wait, hold on a second. Oop. Yeah, that's you know that picture that's on here with the CNIC police, Navy police. I'm ashamed. That's one of ours. Okay, here we go. All right, so yeah, here's your coins. So which you want to talk about them? Which one's which?
I can't even see which ones you got up.
Yeah, I can't see them either.
Give it a sec. Well, that's because Glenn over here is not like broadcasting correctly.
And you're frozen now too.
And I'm frozen now too. Man, what is going on with this? All right, well, I can see the coins. You want me to describe them for you, Corey?
Sure.
Oh man. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, 6 coins. One's a Montana, a Violent Offender Task Force coin. That's just badass, bro. How thick is this Violent Offender Task Force one?
The Montana shaped one is.
Yeah,
It's probably they're all about the 4 millimeters
Okay.
thick.
So let me ask you a
I think
question.
that's got 2D on the
Graphics?
Montana. Yeah, the
Yeah.
graphics.
So when you're designing your coins, Corey, what do you use? Why are you laughing, man?
I go to Google and
Snatch up all the
yell
good.
Montana shape.
man.
I steal it off the Google.
We don't steal, we borrow. We just don't give it
Borrow,
back.
right? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So you guys aren't like
Yeah.
jumping like Adobe Photoshop or anything trying to get it. That's fine though. Hey man, I told you,
No.
get the AI, baby. Get the AI. It'll do it for you.
Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, man, we'll talk about it. That'll be another podcast. We can't talk about it now because we'll get so deep in this conversation. It'll be like, it'd be bad, bro. It'd be super bad. But
Yeah.
well,
So
I'm
yeah,
sharing it.
Morgan
still
designed all of those coins. The Montana shape was his last coin that he designed, and then the 5 round coins. They're all the same, just different colors. They're all different variations.
Yeah, I wish I
But
could.
those coins are they're pretty heavy duty. They're pretty thick. They're probably 5-6 millimeters thick.
Yeah.
Those other round coins, and they got some weight to them.
So, do you prefer traditional coins, or you just?
I
make
don't.
you just
I
whatever?
like. Yeah. You know, I like uniqueness, and traditional is the round ones. I don't. If it's eye catching, yeah, obviously, that's pretty cool. I'll probably grab a round one, but if it stands out to me, but typically I like the out of norm type coins, like Montana shape, or that's why I designed the buffalo skull coin too, because